Salutations, everybody! Back on Shinobi Strikers, and you know what? I'm doing another list, and this time it's my top 5 ultimate jutsus in the game. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this by saying most of them are attack build jutsus, but that's not to say they all are. So you're just gonna have to sit back, relax, and watch. All that being said, let's rock, baby! At number 5, I actually have Tandem Paper Bomb. Now hear me out. Tandem Paper Bomb. We're gonna act like my voice didn't just crack, okay? Sound good, sound good? So Tandem Paper Bomb, I would say, is a very decent ultimate jutsu. It does the job. It's an instant kill jutsu for against most builds and most characters. However, the only problem with Tandem Paper Bomb is the fact that its actual range and the area it covers is not as big. I would put Heaven Concealed on this list, but every single time I've used Heaven Concealed, every single time I've seen anybody else use Heaven Concealed, minus a few exceptions, that jutsu always gets interrupted. Whether that's by someone hitting them, whether that's somebody just randomly killing you, that jutsu sucks dick. That jutsu is horrible. But I digress. We're moving on to the next one. Alright, so this is where personal preference comes into play, because number 4, I actually have the Karma Linchpin. Now, if you don't have a team that you can communicate with, or if you're not, like, good at assessing situations, this ultimate is useless. I will say, this ultimate is so useless, bro. However, I will also say that when you know what you're doing with this ultimate, this is probably the best ultimate in the game. The best ultimate in the game. Because, hear me out. As far as supporting goes, this ultimate is absolutely busted. Not only are you stopping them from substituting, not only are you stopping them from using their jutsus, when this finishes, they still can't substitute. That sub still has to charge back up. So it's like, you use this properly, you're the most loved person out there. You're valued by everybody, and everyone wants you to inseminate them. If you don't know what that means, don't look it up, because, you know, you're not going to like what you find. Inseminating is a very interesting process. But we're moving on to the next number. At number 3, I actually have Planetary Devastation. Now, hear me out on this, hear me out on this, hear me out on this. I love this jutsu. I think that this might actually be higher up, if not for the fact that it resorts to a dash. I feel like if once you used it, it was literally just, it was a set area and it just sucks it all up into one area, that'd be great. But instead, there's like a dash, and then as long as enemies are clumped together, this is a very strong jutsu. But if they are not clumped together, then you're kind of stuck in this odd situation where, like, you suck up 1 or 2 people, you slob them off, and then, like, you finish on them, and the rest of everybody else is just staring at you while you're sitting there with your hands up trying to summon a spirit bomb, but nothing's coming except a fucking rock. Alright, so I kind of cheated by doing it in the last video, but I'm actually going to put this to 2 spots, because Lightning Style Chakra Mode and 8 Gates Inner Formation are pretty much the same thing, minus the fact that 8 Gates doesn't give you the super armor that Lightning Chakra gives you. However, 8 Gates happens to give you access to the Hedora and the Night Guy. Now, while the Night Guy kills you, it's a really solid move if you can lock anybody into place with the Hedora, which I promise you, if you shoot a Hedora at somebody, they are not moving. They are not moving until you decide that they are dead. But for Lightning Style Chakra Mode, it's like, you get the status buff, you get to be faster, and then on top of you being faster, you're no longer flinching when you get attacked. So like when people run up to you stupidly when they see this is on and still hit you, they're not doing anything, because you just look at them like they're stupid. You're just, man, I eat those. So yeah, that's why those 2 are together. For the last one, I would say 6 Pass Massive Rasa and Shuriken. Now, number 1, the reason that this is number 1, this jutsu does so much. Not only is it a one-shot kill, not only does it have some of the best tracking in the game, not only is the charge up time not as crazy as you would think for a jutsu that's this powerful, but on top of that, it revives all your downed allies. So let's say that everyone's just like, I don't know what they're doing, they're consistently dying. You throw this out, all 3 of them were already dead. Not only did you just kill 1 or 2 people and like a small family, but you also decided that you're going to resurrect everybody on your team, so there's a numbers advantage now too. So, all in all, this is definitely the best ultimate jutsu in the game, in my opinion. But hey, all that being said, have you ever considered leaving a comment on these videos? I mean, I will say, I do like to see other people's opinions. Maybe you think that this list is completely accurate. Maybe you want to agree with me and you want to say, hey, I agree with you. I would appreciate that. I certainly would. Or maybe you disagree. By all means, feel free to tell me. Because that fun fact about comments, I do tend to read them and reply to them. Only time I don't is when it's some wild off the wall stuff like because I don't know what to say to that. But if you're new here, also consider subscribing. I mean, you made it this far into the video, you might as well. But hey, all that being said, cut!